Hi guys, it's Erin from Ginger's Florals. Today is an absolutely gorgeous day. Do you see all that sunshine? It's also pretty darn cold. So we're gonna take advantage of the sunshine and fix up the veggie garden. I call it the veggie garden because we used to grow a whole lot of vegetables in here, but lately not so much, been a little preoccupied with flowers. But we have some maintenance we need to do on our irises. I have one bed over here that I need to clean up that's full of calendula that just keeps reseeding. And then I actually have some garlic that I forgot to plant that I want to get into the ground. So this is going to be satisfying for me. It'll have this whole bed, should have this whole bed pretty much ready to go for the spring. And I do have some plans for what we're going to grow in here. So I'm looking forward to getting this taken care of. First things first, I'm going to start with the irises and I'll show you what we plan to do. All right, so my bearded iris right here, they go all the way down and around the edge of this garden. I have to be clear, I am not a bearded iris expert. These are relatively new to me, but I've done a little reading on what I need to do for this time of year, so I'm just gonna take you guys with me and we'll find out together whether or not it's gonna work. Okay, first things first, we need to clean up all these dead brown leaves. Iris are really hardy, so I'm not worried about them being too cold. One of the things that I've learned is that this right here, this top of the rhizome, needs to be exposed. If you bury it too deep, they won't bloom. And you see all this here, this is all new growth from this last season because I just planted them last spring. And I'm supposed to cut them back just like that. Now I'm going to do that same process all the way down and weed a bit as I go. The ground is cold and wet. The season has been so warm that some of these were trying to bloom. Isn't that crazy? Well, we finally got some freezing temperatures, so everything is finally going to bed. Okay guys, the iris are all done. You can see most of them got cut back. They look pretty good actually. A lot of healthy growth. This was one root last year, and look at it now. That's a whole bunch. I'm pretty excited about what it's going to look like this spring. These ones here, sorry about my shadow. All of these ones here with the strappy leaves that I didn't cut back, those are not bearded iris. They're a different kind of iris with tiny little yellow flowers, and they're really pretty. But they're not bearded, so I'm not going to cut them back the same way. But all the rest of these did, and they look good. A lot of really healthy, beautiful growth. Like I said, I am really excited to see how they look this spring. For us in Zone 8B here, they usually bloom June, late June. And it's a good time because we don't have really anything else happening that time of year. Okay, next up on the plan is this bed. I've talked about it a whole bunch of times. This is all calendula. Every one of these is seeds. So I've struggled pretty hard with figuring out how to handle this bed because it is just overseeded. I had one plant in there a couple of years ago and now look at it. I let it go to seed and then I failed to fix it. So my plan is to just cut all this back, take it out with a wagon, and then I brought with me some craft paper. I had a big old roll of it. I'm going to put 1 or 2 layers down, and then I will fill up the rest to block any of those from germinating, hopefully. And then I will cover the rest of the bed. I'll refill it with compost, and then hopefully that will smother them all and they won't come back. And if some of them do, so be it. I will do my best to find the time to weed them out. So I'm going to go get the wagon, get set up, and start cutting all this stuff back and getting rid of it. Oh, thank goodness that is finally done. I've been talking about that for 2 years now. I finally found the time and the energy and a dry winter day to make it happen. So there will probably be, like I said, 1 or 2 more seeds that pops up in here. But ultimately, this bed is ready to go for the spring and I can plant whatever I want, which I really do want to try and plant some veggies this year. I got away from that mostly, but I want to give it another go. All right, now the last thing that I want to get done in this video is to plant my garlic. First, all of these are garlic that I planted last year, the fall before this last one in 23, and I never got around to harvesting my garlic. It's a shame. But this stuff has already sprouted again. I want to just get it out of here, get some fresh compost to top this off, and then plant the garlic that I bought for this year that I, again, never got around to. It's been so busy that some things just slipped out of my ability to get it done. So I'm going to go grab the garlic, set this up, tear it all out, and replant. I've only got, maybe I don't know, half an hour or so before the sun's going to head back behind the trees, and then it's going to be too cold for me to want to be out here doing any of this again. So let me get after it. Okay, so I've got the compost in here. I've got 2 different types of garlic. I'm growing, this one is called Music. It's a hardneck variety, so it'll sprout escape, and we'll eat some of that this spring. It's really important to cut those once they shoot up. Otherwise, the rest of your clove, it won't put the energy into the rest of the bulb to make it big. So I'm going to plant all these. The way this other one is Italian late, and it's tried and true. I've grown it a bunch of times. I love that variety. It's a good keeper, and it's a good soft Italian with a strong flavor. And I get my garlic from Territorial Seed Company. I really like them. They're based in Oregon. So the way I plant, I will make a trench all the way down. This side of the bed will be my Music variety, and then that side will be the Italian. And I just literally make that little trench, take apart the cloves, and put them in the pointy side up, about 2 inches down and 4 to 6 inches apart, all the way throughout. And then just cover them up and leave them be. It'll be real cold over the rest of the winter. It'll rain. It'll do everything on them, but garlic is tough. It can handle it. So I'm just going to get this part done real quick, and then we'll be done. The light is mostly behind the trees at this point. It's coming and going through the branches, but it's starting to cool off, and I need to get back inside. So let's get this part done. Garlic's pretty easy to grow. Garlic is it's a heavy feeder. All alliums are, and you'll want to make sure that it has lots of fertilizer, or in this case compost, to grow in, to make sure that you get good sized bulbs. It won't be happy without it. That's why I put an extra couple inches of compost on top of this bed. And that's it. Now for the Italian. It's also important not to peel off all of the paper. That helps protect the bulb. So it's important to make sure it's on there. And I recommend only planting the bigger of your bulbs, your cloves, just because they will grow better and bigger ultimately. Garlic's planted, finally. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this video. I'm glad you came along. It was just a little bit of a mishmash of things, but I'm really happy to have gotten the irises cleaned up, the calendula cleaned up, and now the garlic planted. It's been a long time coming for all those things, and I'm glad that we had a beautiful day to get out and do it. Now, I'm just going to clean up and head inside. Like I said, The sun is going behind the trees, so it's already starting to cool off quickly, and I don't want to be out here much longer. If you like this video, hit a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, leave a comment if you have any questions or advice on my irises that like I said, I'm new to them. And then I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.